right in front of our very eyes, we are seeing the globalist deep state at work. Black Lives Matter and Antifa. What a terrible, terrible blight upon all people. Antifa, which they claim means anti-fascist, is absurd, ludicrous, and totally opposite of what they claim to be. They are not anti-fascist. They are fascist. Black Lives Matter is a ruse, R-U-S-E. If Black Lives Matter, then why don't we do something about what is happening, black on black, killing black, in places like Chicago, Detroit, Baltimore, Washington, D.C. It's an endless list that won't be missed. So the bottom line here is that it's about divide, confusion, chaos, and conquer. What we're watching here is insanity, and particularly the deep state Democrats and their seditious, despicable, lying media are fanning the flames. I urge all of my brothers and sisters, don't go for the ghost, okay? Don't be duped, hoodwinked, bamboozled, okay? Understand that we are in this struggle as patriots, as U.S. citizens, together.
Racism is evil, and those who cause violence in its name are criminals and thugs, including the KKK, neo-Nazis, white supremacists, and other hate groups that are repugnant to everything we hold dear as Americans. We are a nation founded on the truth that all of us are created equal. We are equal in the eyes of our Creator. We are equal under the law, and we are equal under our Constitution.
This is why I'm voting for Trump. Obama, nor Joe, nor Hillary, nor Bill Clinton, nor George Bush, they've never said anything remotely like this.
Hi. Protesters and Black Lives Matter movement, please hear me. I believe we are walking into a trap, and it is a trap that has historical precedent. Listen to me. In 1933, Hitler was chancellor. He was not yet dictator. February 6th, he introduces censorship. February 27th, with elections looming as they are today, the Parliament building is set on fire by protesters. Historians know it was not protesters that set that building on fire, it was Hitler's own party. But being able to pin it on the protesters allowed Hitler to take the dictatorship, and we all know what happens from there. We cannot let this happen in the United States of America. We know that Trump is baiting the public. Trump is baiting us to protest more. He is creating violence. Cops are creating violence. White people are creating violence. And it is being blamed on the Black Lives Matter movement. We are so close to the November elections. We can't let him take our votes away. Stay inside and vote.
I was born and raised in Jackson, Mississippi, in a single-parent household with 2 other siblings. In the projects, from the hood. Had every opportunity to sell drugs, join a gang, steal, break into people's homes, rob, all that. But what made me different? Why did I not do those things? First of all, I had a mother that didn't make any excuses for herself due to her being a single parent. And she didn't even give us the room to make excuses for ourselves. She raised us right. She did the best that she could do. But even then, me and my siblings could have still made a decision to get out there and do what we wanted to do, in spite of her bringing us up right. Mama taught us it ain't about where you live or what you ain't got. It's about being thankful and appreciative for what you do have and making the greatest impact in that community that you're from. Moral of the story, blacks are not oppressed in America. It's a mentality.
2-year-old Levant White, 2-year-old Jassian Logan, 11-year-old Shemaya Adams, 9-year-old Chastity Turner, 11-year-old Takaya Holmes. Have you ever heard any of their names ever? Nope. Because they made a horrible mistake when they were killed. You see, they accidentally died by somebody of the same skin color as them, black on black. If only they had died at the hands of a white person, they might be remembered. If only they had died at the hands of a white police officer, they may have been buried in a golden casket. They may have had celebrities opining at their funeral. They may have had former vice presidents issuing statements. So many things they could have possibly had if only they had not died at the hands of a black male, which is the way that 95% of black homicide victims die. Over 95% of black homicide victims are killed by other black people.
A couple from St. Louis pulled out guns on protesters. Now, originally, the news was showing all day. You couldn't find any other footage but what the news was showing, and it just looked like people walking down the streets, and they're protesting like, you know, no justice, no peace. These people just come out of their house and like, get the fuck off our property. And you're like, what? They're not on your property. They're just walking down the street. Well, I finally found the second footage. And yes, they did go through their gate. I still haven't seen anyone breaking through their gate, but they definitely went through their gate and went onto their property to protest. That kind of changes the narrative. Here we go. Let's look at it. I'm going to show you both right now. That's the footage of them going onto their property. Here's the footage that news showed. What do you think?
So I roll up to the Trader Joe's, getting some groceries, and there's a line of people. I'm thinking, I wonder why there's a line of people right now. You know, we're supposed to be reopening the economy, so they said, and you're allowed to have groups of 100 people doing protests. So I'm wondering what's going on. So I parked my car, I roll up to the guy, I said, sir, it's a line for everyone to get in and out. He said, yes, sir, we're doing 1 in, 1 out, up to 30 people. I said, 30 people? Governor just said that we could have 100 people in protest gathering. I'm like, you could just let all these 7 people get in. A couple people clapped. A couple people were like, just calm down, get to the end of the line. I said, I'm just trying to have a conversation here, trying to understand what's going on, why I can't get in here right now. He said, sir, you need to calm down and get to the end of the line. I said, calm down? I said, you haven't even seen me get upset, let alone tell me to calm down. I go, second off, I ain't spending my money in here. I go, what you're trying to tell me is it's okay for me to go protest, blow shit up, assault, rob, steal, set things on fire, but I can't get some groceries? I'm sorry, what?
Well, hello, TikTok. So y'all remember last week when we all had cell phone disruptions? Everybody thought maybe it had to do with Antifa or maybe it had to do with the protests. No, they added COVID trackers to our phones, kids. Don't believe me? You got an iPhone, go to settings, go into your privacy, go into health. You'll see it. You got an Android, go into your settings, then go into Google settings. COVID-19 notifications and tracking right on top. Yeah. Y'all still think that this is just about some little virus? Y'all think this is just innocent? Yeah, you didn't get microchipped, but you got a fucking tracker on you, and it's telling them everything we're doing. You ready to fucking wake up yet, kids? Wait for the next video about your Second Amendment rights. Shit's getting fucking real.
So I come in this morning and we're informed there's going to be a protest to defund the police. Well, that's fine. I like protests. Except for they requested a police presence, you know, for their safety at the defund the police event. I shit you not.
I think we can all agree that 2020 so far has been an absolute nightmare. Everything else in this country we seem pretty divided on. So tomorrow, I'm getting in my car, I'm loading up my cameras, and I'm gonna drive across country. I'm gonna meet everyone I can, I'm gonna ask them 5 simple questions. And the other cool thing, every time I've seen something like a place I wanna visit or a picture I wanna take, I've been marking it on Google Maps. So I'm gonna hit all those spaces all across the country. It's gonna be a really great adventure. I'm gonna find out what it means to be an American in 2020. So keep following.
Hey, so Antifa's coming to Gettysburg on July 4th to have a peaceful flag burning. Come on in. Me and all my redneck buddies will be there to welcome all you window-licking motherfuckers when you get off the bus. We'll be passing out lollipops and ass whippings. But due to COVID-19, I'm sorry to mention, we're fresh out of fucking lollipops.
Does anybody else feel like since quarantine and everything, it's literally made you antisocial? Because now things are starting to open up and I'm like, ugh, I don't really want to go interact with people. I don't want to talk to people.
I can't keep my mouth shut any longer, so it's time for me to exercise my First Amendment rights. And I'm not going to do it by standing on some street corner whining about how I feel like I've been mistreated. Nor am I going to destroy my community or assault people who are trying to protect what they've worked for. So this message goes out to you panty-waist, spineless Antifa bitches. Law enforcement officers swear to an oath to uphold the Constitution of the United States of America and protect the citizens of their community from people who mean them harm. But at the end of the day, you have to ask yourself, who's there to protect the police officers from people who mean them harm? That's our second line of defense. That's me, motherfucker, and there's plenty of people out there who feel the exact same way I do. Now, my oath expired a long time ago. That means I get to play by your fucking rules. The difference is I'm not going to hide behind a mask. I'm not going to run in the face of adversity. We're well armed. We're well trained. You're not ready for the fight you started. So I suggest you pack up your participation trophies and go the fuck home to your mom.
Okay, I gotta get this off of my chest because I'm watching this situation closely. I live in LA and this affects me. This debacle Chaz that we're seeing in Seattle is just a sideshow as the Hells Angels and Mongol bikers ride to confront them, which I am kind of excited for. This is just a sideshow circus. What does LA and Seattle have in common with each other? They're both the major port cities of the West Coast. So while we are distracted with the sideshow protests that are being used as pawns, what is coming through these ports? Well, I'll tell you, not good things.